us on this lovely afternoon.
It's helping you out.
Thank you. My name is Emily Moore. I'm the Parks and Marketing and Communications Coordinator for the Parks and Rec Department. I apologize, that's a mouthful. So we're here today to celebrate Los Altos Phase 2 in a very fun way, with the main highlight being our BMX pump track facility. So to kick things off, we're going to start with Mayor Tim Keller.
Well, good afternoon on a beautiful early summer afternoon in the Duke City at one of our treasured facilities that's been around a long time, which of course is Los Altos. And I was talking actually to some of the neighbors. I mean, I think like I'd have to ballpark a third of the city has a Los Altos memory. You know, I think that's fair chance. And so we all do, whether it's playing softball as adults, whether it's the pool, whether it's the rose garden, once upon a time, those horseshoe pits, and even for myself, my first date, of course, was at the Sonic up there in middle school. And so lots of fun memories at this facility. But we decided, it was actually before our administration, many of these representatives who are here with us are going to speak in a moment, were part of this. It was about 10 years ago we decided it was time for a refresh for Los Altos. And we also needed an extra field to make it ready for softball tournaments. So we did all that. And so we celebrated that. Goodness, it was probably earlier this year. I actually have no idea when it was, but it was great. And so it is an awesome new facility. And so we're grateful to have it, and it's up and running. So that's point number one I did want to make, and a credit to everyone at Parks and Rec and who worked on that. But the question was, of course, what is Phase 2? And we got the skate park and all sorts of amenities. And we're here today to announce Phase 2. And Phase 2 has a fun little signature piece, which is the BMX pump track, which you're going to learn all about today. We even have one of our professionals and a junior professional here to show us what this is all about. But BMX is actually one of the more fast-growing sports in America and around the world. And it's something I remember growing up and sort of trying to ride on your dirt bike. I mean, in some ways it's pretty fundamental, but when you see the pros do it and the jumps and things, it's amazing. We have a professional facility by Los Altos Park, which has been a long-standing, amazing facility. And we also have a related facility out at Balloon Fiesta Park, which is sort of pump cross. I forget exactly the terminology there. And we also have a little pump track out at Alamosa. So this actually, it's going to be really our showcase track probably, other than the professional one. But I wanted folks to know we do have other locations around the city. Also, as part of this renovation, we're going to have a dog park. So neighbors, yes, we are bringing back a dog park for sure. I used to go to the old one, and I know we very much want to have this one back. We're also going to have a pedestrian concrete sort of walking path that's really going to connect all of these facilities for folks who just want to enjoy the park, even if they're not actually part of it. And there's our Madam Pro Temp is here. Come on up. I was just filibustering for you like in the olden days. And so we're also going to improve the road perimeter loop, and that has to do with both access and convenience, but also for public safety. And so we're going to hear all about this, but I really want to just say thank you to all our legislators who helped make this possible. Also, Councillor Feeblecorn has continued to champion this project. Councillor Gibson was very passionate about this. And I'll close with this. This was one of the projects during COVID where we decided, you know, instead of stopping all the construction, we did the opposite. And we doubled down on all the construction because it was sort of COVID safe outside. And that is why we are already at Phase 2 today for Los Altos. So I'll hand it back over for our next stop.
Sure. And up next, we're going to invite up Calvin Davis. He's a local pro BMX rider and a bit of advocate of this project.
Woo! Okay, babe, come on this side so people can see you. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm real excited. Again, I'm Calvin Davis. I'm a BMX pro. I've been riding BMX in New Mexico ever since I was born, basically. The big professional track that Mayor Keller was talking about, it was actually the reason I stayed in Albuquerque. It was put in place a year, 2 years before I started college, and I decided, why go anywhere when I've got the best place to train right here? So that track kept me here. I've been here ever since. I've got my own kids now, and pump track is very different than a BMX track like Mayor Keller was talking about. Pump track really is something that's kind of a 24/7, always open, family-oriented space, whereas, you know, a professional type track, we've got regulated hours. It's not open all the time. This place is open, and that's one of the things that I'm most excited about, is getting more eyes on the street over here. I know from all my time of growing up and riding the skate park, I honestly don't ride over there much anymore, but as I was younger, it was always the place to be. It's the biggest, coolest park in town, but I remember it was kind of scary growing up. You never knew kind of what you were going to get coming over here. I think this new addition to the park is hopefully going to really change that, bring a whole new dynamic of people in the area. Hopefully lighting up that corner really helps too. I'm real excited. Once again, you know, if there's any questions you guys have afterwards, feel free to reach out to me. Blair did say she wanted to say something, so Blair, come up here. What were you gonna say? All right, the pressure got to her. It's all good. So anyways, yeah, real excited. Thanks to everybody for getting this done. Hope you guys can stay on schedule. And the other part I wanted to hit on is, you know, most people might not be aware, but this entire project was funded by lodgers' tax money. This entire thing is supposed to be bringing people here. And my main part of being involved in the project is trying to get a world championship pump track racing qualifier here. And so hopefully now that we're back on track and this thing is getting done, I can get that conversation going again, and we can, you know, get at least one of the qualifiers, or potentially in the future, maybe we even get the pump track world championship at our course here, which would just be real cool. So that's it for me. Thanks.
Awesome. Next up, we're going to invite up some of our state legislators who donated some money for this project. So we're going to kick it off with State Senator Mimi Stewart.
Well, what a great day for this part of the city. This is our part of the city. I've been hearing from constituents for years about this park. So thrilled that we're in the middle of it. The changes are incredible. All during the pandemic, I live on the other side of the park. We would walk over here, walk across the bridge, and watch the swimming pool being built. Every week it was a little further. We saw it all. So between the swimming pool, the softball fields, is this a pump track or a BMX? Whatever it is, we want it. We can't wait for it. So glad we've got future residents going to use it here today. And we did put a lot of money into this from the legislature. So very proud to do that. This will bring so much economic development to this part of the city. We've needed to work on this park for a long time. So just glad we're finally getting to it. And thank you all for showing up today to celebrate with us.
All right, next up, we're going to invite up our two representatives, Liz Thompson and Debbie, I don't want to pronounce Sarignana. Okay.
How exciting. Thank you all for being here. Actually, this is in my district. I live just across Lomas a little bit. My dad played senior softball here when I was in college. We played at tennis here. We never really played, but we hit the ball. The pool is great. It's wonderful now. This is going to be great. What a great place for our kids, and I can't wait for it to be fully functional. We were I have to say that Diane Gibson was quite a nag in the best way. Come on, Liz, you got to do some capital outlay. And Councilor Feeblecorn has followed in her footsteps. So they are giants in my mind in getting this done. Thank you.
Hello, I am Debbie Sarignon. I represent that side, and not this, but that side. So I'm in this area. I was born and raised in this area, played softball at Mile High, tennis, swim. I still swim. And so this is great for the community. I also taught in this area, and this is what the kids need. We have to find somewhere where they can go to be outside. And with the BMX and the skate park and all the things we've added, that's happening. So that's what we need. This needs to be the hub of the community, a safe place for our kids to go, and that's what we're making it. So thank you for being here. This is a great day for this end of town, and again, this is perfect for our kids. So thank you.
Now I'm going to invite up Counselor Tammy Feeblecorn.
Thanks everybody for being here today. This is a really exciting development for District 7 and for the whole city. I have to say, when I was thinking about running, Diane Gibson sat me down and said, "You will finish this project." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, of course I will." And I'm really glad that despite COVID and despite all the increases in costs and supply chain issues and all the things that we had to deal with, we were able to fully fund this project. Phase 1 is beautiful. Phase 2 is going to be incredible. And I want to really thank the folks behind me, because without the legislators supporting this project financially, we would not be here. So thank you so much for that. I'm really excited. I really want to see the BMX bump track, or whichever one it is. I'm with Pro Tim Stewart, but I really want to see this come together, because this is what the community's been asking for. And I just want to be really clear. I know the mayor said this, but I want to repeat it. The dog park is coming back. It is being prioritized in phase 2. So please stay tuned. I know everybody's dog and their humans are really excited to get back here. It's coming. Just stay tuned. So thank you all for coming here. Really excited to have this gem of our city and the region right here in District 7. Thanks.
Next up, I'd like to invite up Interim Director Jennifer Turner of DMD.
Thank you and good afternoon. I am so excited to be here for the continuation of building out this fabulous park. And we're lucky here because we kicked off phase 1 in the softball fields with Janes Corporation as our general contractor, project manager Anthony Villanueva, and then Brian Verardo and his team at Planned Collaborative. And they all stayed through and are working with us on phase 2. And literally, we were trying to do the ribbon cutting for phase 1, and we were in these pretty hardcore, long meetings trying to bring phase 2 within our budget and our schedule. And I'm so happy to be here today because we did that. And as the mom of 2 kids and have 2 dogs, this is particularly exciting because I'll get to bring all 4 here to this, probably not at the same time, but but to bring all 4 of them here. So thank you to our partners, and thank you for all the support from the legislators and counselors and the mayor. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the ribbon cutting already. Thanks. Bye.
And last but not least, Parks and Rec Director Dave Simon.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Okay, hang on. I guess you could say we're all pretty pumped for this project. You know, one of the reasons I think we're all so excited about what's happening at Los Altos Park, one of the centerpiece, busiest, most active public spaces in our city, is that we are creating a new generational project here for our community at Los Altos. Over the past 7 years, the city, with the legislature's help and the support of other partners, we have actually invested $32 million so far into Los Altos Park. That is a combination of the reconstructed Los Altos pool, the phase 1 project of the park renovation, and now phase 2 of the Los Altos Park renovation. So this is really setting up Los Altos Park to be an incredible community and public asset in Albuquerque for a generation to come. The BMX pump track facility, of course, is going to be the centerpiece of phase 2. And, you know, Calvin and Blair kind of representatives of the sport here in Albuquerque, and we're blessed to have a lot of professionals in Albuquerque, professional athletes in Albuquerque, many of whom pursue sports that aren't always in the headlines every day. But the reality is that BMX racing became an Olympic sport in 2008. And we are now making an investment in a facility here that ties into bicycle racing and competition through BMX and pump track. That is, the pump track helps to develop the bicycling skills that lead to excellent BMX competitors. So the pump track really helps develop skills in balance, speed, and agility for riders that they can then move to a more formal BMX racing environment or setting. So we're putting together a network of facilities in the city that are growing our sports and outdoor recreation economy. And a lot of that is happening, as we see it in real time with these kind of new facilities. In addition to thanking all of our partners from the legislature and from the tourism industry, I do want to acknowledge a major partner in this project is the New Mexico Department of Transportation. We sought and received permission from the New Mexico Department of Transportation to utilize an area to our west here that for years had been completely untouched, unutilized completely for public benefit. And through an agreement with the DOT, we're going to now transform a formerly vacant area that was not contributing in any way to the quality of life to our city into an amazing new facility that'll benefit users of the park of all ages, since BMX pump tracks generally attract riders from the youngest all the way up to seniors. So I want to thank the DOT for their partnership. As the mayor and others have mentioned, the new dog park will be coming in behind us. The Spine, which is a concrete pedestrian walkway that'll link the entire park all the way from Eubank over to here to the western end of the park, will be built out. And then the new loop road will come in here at Easter Day and connect to the perimeter roads that'll make the new Los Altos Park much more accessible with a better vehicular and pedestrian flow that'll be more efficient and also much safer for the users of the park. Overall, this project is going to be a $10 million investment in Los Altos in phase 2. We anticipate construction under the capable supervision of the Janes Corporation. We expect the project will take about 13 months to complete. I want to note that while construction is underway, the pedestrian bridge behind me over I-40 at Los Altos will be temporarily closed just during the construction. And then we look forward to the day when we'll see our BMX riding community come out to this new facility. We are building incredible momentum for sports tourism in Albuquerque, and BMX and bicycling is a huge part of reaching our potential as a city in this area. And I just want to note to conclude my comments that you may wonder, how's it going on these things? Well, since phase 1 has been completed and we cut the ribbon on that, Mayor, with a play ball pitch last July 20th, we've already had 7 major softball tournaments over there at our new facility. We have 23 softball tournaments scheduled for this season alone. This includes high school tournaments, the Gathering of Nations tournaments, National Senior Softball Tournament is going to be a regional tournament, will be taking place here the first week of June. We're organizing another large tournament that I'll be announcing coming up soon for the fall. And our local leagues are going to be playing on these fields a couple days a week. So this 5-field complex that we built out and opened just a little over 9 months ago is already contributing in a huge way to the quality of life and the economy of our city. So I want to thank everyone for their vision that enable our city to invest in ourselves. And this investment, ladies and gentlemen, is going to pay off big time. Thank you very much.
Just a question and comment for you. Comment, it's a big dog park. So neighbors, just so you know, it's gonna be cool. Question is, when is it gonna be done? Yeah.
Well, overall, construction will take about 13 months. The first phases of it, though, will involve bringing in the access and some of the infrastructure that we need to put in first. And, you know, if possible, we're going to try to get this dog park feature done quickly. And there is some prospect that we may be able to open the dog park. You know, we'll be trying to open the dog park just as soon as we can in this overall schedule of construction. So first we got to put the bones in, and then we'll let the dogs play with the bones. Are there other questions before we do the kickoff?
Monica?
Hi, Monica running up here before. Just wondering, when did construction start on this whole park? Because the person I said construction begins, but I think I passed by and like I've seen it kind of look like the dirt be around. So when did it start?
Great question. So we've actually been here for a couple of months, just getting mobilized and starting some of the dirt work. So yeah, it's been going on. You've probably seen activity for a few weeks and a couple months now, but yeah, it's now well underway. Our construction team here, James, is finding some utilities and other things that kind of form the backbone of the park, and you'll start seeing more activity over the next few months. Thank you.
Sure. Mr. Simon, is there going to be another phase of the project? Because I see that on the map there's four portions.
Yes, there will. We have some other amenities in the overall master plan that we're looking forward to complete, and that'll include, you know, the addition of replacement horseshoe pits, and then locating in our new brand new playground in the park.
And then when is that expected to take off?
We do not have an exact timeline yet for the schedule for those amenities, but we are thinking through those things right now.
My last question.
You're on a roll.
My last question is for Mayor Keller. So there's been concerns about public safety, and there's been different crime-related things happening in this area. So how are these changes? How do you think these changes will improve safety, or is there a plan to kind of improve overall safety?
Sure. So there's three things that we're doing to improve public safety here. Number one is actually activating the space. So the more people that use this, the safer it becomes. And the second thing is we have really developed a stronger design in terms of a perimeter so that there's a road around it, and that allows us to actually patrol the area in a much more efficient way. There's also through lines for APD so they can see through into the fields and what's happening. And the last thing is there is on-site security. So the hours and whatnot we're, I think, still kind of working through as it continues to open. But this facility is large enough, we're actually going to have on-site security. And so that's why actually we're very optimistic that this is also a controlled space. It does open and close, and we have folks who are able to enforce that. So it's a drastically different Los Altos than folks were used to the last 20, 30 years. Thank you. And much, much more lighting. Not just on the fields, but throughout the park, so that, again, we can see what's happening all over the park. So great assist from our State Senator Mimi Stewart.
Any other
Okay.
questions?
I know
Any
our
other
counselor does have city council. I mean, she has a
Okay.
job to do, unlike the
Because if not, we're gonna kick this off with our first. We're gonna kick this off with our first ride. So whoever brought a bike, we're gonna have you all come over here.
Anyone
Let
else want
cameras
to
reset up.
Okay, do you want to do a countdown? Well, we gotta
We'll
get.
do
I
a
gotta get the
countdown.
pros.
Yep.
I gotta get the pros.
Okay.
There it is.
Yep.
All right. We'll do that.